Somebody put a chocolate chicken in the bird bath. I love you, said Max. Wait, Max, said Max's sister Ruby. First, we go on an egg hunt. If you find the most eggs, then you get the chocolate chicken. And if I find the most eggs, then I get the chocolate chicken, said Ruby. Max went looking for eggs, but all he found was a mud puddle. Ruby found a big yellow egg. Max didn't find any. No eggs, no chicken, Max, said Ruby. Max went looking again, but all he found were acorns. Ruby found a blue egg. Max, said Ruby, pull yourself together. Otherwise you'll never get the chocolate chicken. So Max went looking with Ruby. Ruby found a red egg with green stars. Max found a spoon. Ruby found a gold egg with purple stripes, and a turquoise egg with silver swirls, and a lavender egg with orange polka dots. Max found some ants. Then he made ant and acorn pancakes. Max, said Ruby, you'd have trouble finding your own ears if they weren't attached to your head. Ruby counted her eggs. I'm the one who's going to get the chocolate chicken, Max, said Ruby. But Max ran away and hid. The bird bath was empty. Where are you, Max? Ruby called. Max ate the chicken's tail. I see you, Max, said Ruby. But she didn't. Max ate the chicken's head. I'll give you half the chocolate chicken, Max, yelled Ruby. Max ate the wings. Then he popped out of his hiding place. Max, said Ruby, how could you do this to me? I love you, said Max. Max's sister Ruby saved up a wallet full of money for Grandma's birthday present. We're going to buy Grandma a music box with skating ballerinas, Max, said Ruby. Get your lucky quarter and let's go shopping. Ruby took $1 from her wallet to pay the bus fare. The bus stopped at Rosalinda's gift shop. In the window was a music box with skating ballerinas. Isn't it beautiful, Max? Said Ruby. Thirsty, said Max. You may buy a very, very small lemonade, Max, said Ruby. Next door in Candy's corner window were hundreds of vampire teeth. Max knew Grandma would love a set of teeth with oozing cherry syrup inside for her birthday. He bought them instead of the lemonade. $2, please, said Candy. Max wanted to make sure the teeth worked. He put them in. The teeth worked perfectly. Ruby had to take Max to the laundromat. Soap cost $1. The washer cost $1. And the dryer cost another $1. Money down the drain, Max, said Ruby. Hungry, said Max. It was lunchtime. Max finished off a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, 2 coconut cupcakes, and a banana shake. Lunch cost $4. Money is running through our fingers, Max, said Ruby. They walked all the way back to Rosalinda's gift shop, without spending another penny. I'd like to buy the music box with skating ballerinas for Grandma's birthday, Ruby said to Rosalinda. It's $100, said Rosalinda. $100? said Ruby. The ice skates are made of real gold, Rosalinda explained. Ruby looked in her wallet. The only thing left was a $5 bill. Here's an idea, said Rosalinda. Bluebird earrings that play "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning" are on sale for $4. Gift wrap is free." "We'll take them," said Ruby. Ruby gave Rosalinda the $5 bill for the bluebird earrings and went to pick out wrapping paper. $4 for the earrings, $1 change," said Rosalinda. "You take care of this dollar, young man." Max went back to Candy's corner. Glow-in-the-dark vampire teeth were half price. "Most people like glow-in-the-dark vampire teeth much better than the oozing cherry kind," said Candy. Max bought a set for $1. "Oh no, Max," said Ruby. "You spent our last dollar. How are we going to pay for the bus home?" Max reached into his pocket. Out came his lucky quarter. Ruby used it for the telephone. "Grandma will have to pick us up," said Ruby. "I hope she won't be angry." Grandma was not angry at all. She was so thrilled, she played the musical bluebird earrings and wore the vampire teeth all the way home. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers, buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then, one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look! There's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. "Could this be a mountain?" he wondered. "I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain." He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." He wandered around, admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large thick mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button!" he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Bang! Into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator. and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the saleslady asked. "Oh, no thank you." And she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store.
"This must be home,"
he said.
"I know I've always wanted a home."
Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened."
"You must be a friend,"
said Corduroy.
"I've always wanted a friend."
"Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. I love my pirate papa. He's the bravest buccaneer. He helps me put my earring on and buckles up my gear. At dawn we hoist the anchor, raise our flag up in the breeze, so Jolly Roger's face will warn the sailors on the seas. I get to walk along the plank and leap into his lap. I've learned the letter X because he lets me read his map. He shows me how to climb the stays, we shimmy up the mast. And when we spot the distant shore, I get to yell, "Avast! Land ho!" we yell to all our mates as we head toward the land. And then I help him haul the chest we dug up in the sand. When we're finally back on deck, he divvies up the loot, then tosses me a bag of coins I hide inside my boot. He takes me to the galley where we taunt our tired crew. We bang on Cookie's kettle if he's snoring near his stew. Dinner's grub and grape juice, we're sure to jump and slurp. Then we have a contest. Who can belch the biggest burp? And when the sun slips from the sky, he tucks me in my bunk. He reads a book on Captain Hook I keep inside my trunk. Then Papa kisses me goodnight and dims the lantern's glow. He whispers softly in my ear before he turns to go. "I spent my life a-plundering. My treasures bring me joy. But there's nothing I prize more than you, my dearest pirate boy."